What's going on, everybody? You're listening to the Baseball Goombas. Today is April 15th, 2018. A little Jackie Robinson day at the ballparks. This is podcast number 6. John here with Chris G.
Chris Goomba. Happy Jackie Robinson Day, y'all.
Yeah. Mets are now 11-2 after a tough defeat to the
Heartbreaking
Brewers.
second loss. Heartbreaking.
Brewers
Panic City.
Brewers are a scrappy team. They can hit. So I'm glad they pulled off the first one, to be honest with you. But the real story with the Mets now is
down two catchers.
And right back to back. Plawecki and Darno out. Darno basically out for the year with the torn UCL. A little Tommy John surgery coming his way. And Plawecki is out. What they're calling
likely a month. I
rest
heard.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks with the hairline fracture in the hand.
No surgery needed.
No. So
I saw.
Yeah, so then to cover them in the meantime, they called up Nito, who was on the 40-man roster from AA, Thomas Nito, and they also brought up Jose Lobaton from AAA after putting Darno on the DL. Nito, I'm excited to see some Nito. He came up for a little cup of coffee last year, went 3 for 10 with a double and 3 ribs. Nice to see that he actually stepped up in his first spotlight in the majors,
hitting 300.
Yeah, minors. His numbers aren't terrible in the minors. His minors career, he had 261, 25 homers, 198 ribs. He's not gonna get you a lot of home runs. It seems like he's more of a singles, doubles guy. But when you think of the way Plawecki and Darno were producing, you're not gonna miss much. And I think the fans really need to quit on the panic. I mean, they had their hot start at the end of last year, but they're clearly back to their old ways. Plawecki's hitting 150, and Darno's hitting 200. So they're hitting, but I think they were hitting like 180 something between them. It's if you were gonna have one position have an injury that would affect the team the least, I really think it's catching.
That's what I was just gonna get into. The Mets' 9-game win streak has really nothing to do with the catching situation.
It has absolutely nothing to do with it. It was
not
actually
really
a liability more than anything else.
Right. Plawecki 150, Darno 200. So you rattled off 9 wins in a row without essentially no production from your starting catching.
They didn't do anything. I mean, the only good number I see from them is Plawecki's on base was 393.
And we had mentioned, but we had mentioned this on a couple episodes ago on our podcast here. That's the same old story with Travis Darno.
Oh my God, it's the same.
All he does is get hurt.
It's the same at bat.
He plays for a week and he gets hurt.
You gotta feel bad for the guy though, because he gets hurt he's got
can't stay healthy
every single year of his career. Every single year he's been landed on the DL.
He just continues to prove that you can't rely on this guy. You can't count on him. You really can't. And you're now down to this Nito kid and the career backup, Jose Lobaton.
Yeah, but so Lobaton, they started him the first 2 games. He actually, his first at-bat, he got a triple, which he did the worst salt and pepper shaker of all time. He actually admitted it later, though. It was pretty atrocious. I actually burst out laughing when I saw it.
Good for him to admit that.
But
he's a career 219 hitter.
Yeah,
you're not going to get enough from him
no.
to continue on like that.
But what I really want to see is the Met fans to stop panicking. I think everybody needs to calm down about going to get a catcher. I mean, the worst case is Plawecki is 3 weeks. These guys can hold down fort for 3 weeks, and there's nothing wrong with Lobaton as being Plawecki's backup when the time comes. He's very much like a Rene Rivera type catcher, and I'm pretty sure we all loved Rene Rivera. He was fine. Rene Rivera is a fine backup. That's all you need.
He actually can hit the ball, Rene Rivera.
Yeah. Honestly,
that's very underrated.
I wish we had Rene Rivera back. I would have loved that.
Very underrated catcher, backup catcher, Rene Rivera, really.
He was fantastic. I wish we had him back. But...
So, like you said, okay, so now you're down to Lobaton and Nito.
Mm-hmm.
Nito, nice defense. Can he hit in the long term? So what do you do? What do you do? Do you go out and get somebody, and do you rely on these 2 guys? So stay the course, weather the storm, go out and get someone to fill in. You're in win now mode.
You got to win now.
Okay, you got to take advantage of your 11-2 start, you know,
also the way that the Braves and the Phillies systems are looking at, and these kids are already attacking immediately this year.
They come out the gates firing, so you got to take advantage.
Because the way their farm system looks to ours, we're in trouble 2-3 years down the line here. So you have to win now. This is it.
You're right. A couple names have surfaced. Yep. Right. You have Wilson Ramos of the Rays, who you know, he's very talented. But
there's one thing that's stopping that from happening, and that's his $8.5 million contract.
Right.
You don't need to go pay Wilson Ramos $8.5 million because you're gonna panic for 3 weeks. You don't have Plawecki. Calm down.
You can get him without giving up prospects, right? You just take on his salary, pretty much.
Yeah, probably.
Which is expensive.
Yeah, because the Rays are already out.
Right, and they're gonna sell. So, you have Realmuto, who's very good. But he's on the DL with some back issues.
Yeah, so you're gonna go.
But that's gonna cost you more because you got to give up. They're gonna ask for a ton.
Yeah, they're gonna ask for a ton.
Whole haul of prospects.
You're gonna go get a catcher who's not gonna be able to play for you right away. He's rehabbing right now. He'll be back in a week or two. So what does that give you? A week without Plawecki? I mean,
and he's only out for 3 weeks. So you're going to give up, you know, a top prospect for JT Realmuto.
If you wanted to go,
willing to sacrifice that.
If you wanted to get Realmuto in the offseason, I'd say go for it. Good for you. I salute. And now it's dumb. I don't understand going after a guy when you clearly your team is jiving here with the roster it has. I don't think you should go and just start dishing out some of your prospects for a position that you don't really you can coast basically.
A couple of other names I read recently. Red Sox is Blake Swihart.
It would cost a little bit to get him, but I would. It's interesting. It is interesting.
Strohs, Max Stassi, backing up McCann and Gaddis.
Yeah.
And the Reds is Devin Mesoraco, which he's essentially Travis d'Arnaud. That guy can't stay healthy either.
Yeah. I know they're probably satisfied with Gold Glove Barnhart, so they don't want that either.
No,
these names are not.
No, they don't do it for
intriguing.
Me. They don't do it for me.
It's kind of just like this is really not worth it. Let's
stay the course.
Stay the course. I mean, so what I did see from Nito, he hasn't started a game yet. He might get the shot tonight because Lobaton started the first 2 against the Brewers. So I think I said in the first podcast the Plawecki's and d'Arnaud's caught stealing percentages. Plawecki was at 23% and d'Arnaud is now at 21. He was originally at 22, but when the Nats steal 7 bases off, he drops a little bit.
A little bit.
So he's at 21%. Lobaton for his career is at 21% too. You're literally getting the same exact ball player out of Lobaton that you were getting out of d'Arnaud, and maybe with the Plawecki type defense. It's kind of like a blend of the two, but nothing really amazing there. What I saw from Nito in AA, his caught stealing was 45%. Let's get a little D back there. If anything, bat this kid 8th and get a little defense.
Well, that's what I
45%.
He's got some nice defense.
My God, why is this? Why are we even thinking about this? If we could upgrade one thing and he can match the Plawecki d'Arnaud 180 average that they've been trotting out there, go for it. Just give me some D. I know they say he's not ready with the bat, but not ready to me means he's going to hit 180. Go ahead. Go hit 180 and throw out some runners.
Yeah, well,
keep the Nats at bay. Stop running all around the bases.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of a give and take with this. You really have nothing to lose. You started well. Yes, you want to continue to win now and take advantage of this start, like I mentioned. But I would start Nito for a couple games just to see, just throw him out there.
I think he'll get the start today.
Just for the hell of it. Just, see what he's got. Plawecki's 2-3 weeks. Just rotate with Lobaton. You don't really need to go out and get anybody.
They say he has the potential to be a future major league catcher. I mean, he's still young, but I mean, why not? Just give the kid some major league experience. Let the pitchers. So the one thing that you really can't measure, or it's tough to, is really their ability to call games. But you don't know until he starts working with these guys. So I mean, just let him give the kid a chance.
Right. Yeah. How about this? What I like him. I really do. I think he's a great catcher. Mm-hmm. Going into this season, the Mets knew, and the front office knew about Plawecki, about d'Arnaud, and the catching situation overall as a whole.
I wanted to make a move in the offseason.
Overall as a whole, right now, and even now. And in the future, the New York Mets' catching situation is not that fluid.
Since Piazza has
Right.
been atrocious. Well, Luduka. I'll give you Luduka.
I think it's time to draft someone like legit, like a catching prospect for the long haul.
You could.
Can't keep going into these seasons with red flags with d'Arnaud's inability to stay healthy. But anyway,
my only concern with that is usually when you get a top prospect that's a catcher, like Harper was a catcher and Schwarber was a catcher, they kind of take them out of that role because they want them to be healthier. So that's my only concern. Maybe if you get like the third or fourth round, you get a legit catcher. But I would definitely want to waste your first or second round because I could just see them flipping them out of the catcher role to stay healthy. Hey, go learn outfield, kid.
Yeah. No. Anyway, okay. But that was a little rant. Anyway, so this is what I don't understand.
Okay. Go ahead.
So going into the season, you knew about these two guys. You knew about the injury risk. And again, I like this guy that I'm about to name.
Who is it?
He doesn't light the world on fire, but he's a respectable catcher. Okay. Why didn't you guys sign Lucroy, Jonathan Lucroy?
I think it's because
his
numbers dropped drastically from being with the Brewers, didn't they?
He had one down year.
Yeah, it's true.
He's a career 281 hitter, almost 100 dingers. If you sign him, he catch for what 2-3 years, and then you go from there. He's a respectable catcher, dependent. He can hit. He had a down year, and he can handle a staff. He's proved that in the past.
I can't say you're wrong because I feel like anything is better than what we have. I've said it year after year. I'm really sick of the d'Arnaud Plawecki. These top two prospects coming up. Who are we gonna start? We got two great catchers, and they've both been atrocious.
Right,
they can't hit.
Sign Lucroy for 2 years, 3 years. Let him go. Get a backup, Lobaton, or one of Plawecki, d'Arnaud, and you're set.
I would rather Plawecki as a backup. d'Arnaud is just not. He's not a backup catcher. When I think backup catcher, I think of a guy who's just gonna hold fort, D up and hit you like 220, little Anthony record. He couldn't hit, but at least he was okay on defense with a little pop. But d'Arnaud, I don't want to see him on the team anymore. As bad as that is, I'm sick of the d'Arnaud game.
Okay, and you mentioned him before, just for fun, because I saw it on Twitter last night. Actually, I saw it on Twitter that Mike Piazza, he tweeted out, and he said, "Thanks for the calls, but I'm staying retired." And then I got me thinking. Intriguing.
He's not gonna go.
Intriguing.
He's been out of baseball for 6-7 years.
Realistically, what can he get? What can he give you?
He can give you.
What can he give you?
He can give you his terrible defense again. But we kind of overlooked his inability to throw runners out because he hit .330 with 30 home runs and 120 ribs.
How fun would that be, though? You guys are in win. Okay, you guys are in win now mode. You're 11-2. Best start in franchise history.
If we needed a DH, maybe.
What if this actually happened? Like, how great? How weird would that be?
It'd be weird.
But also,
his numbers retired. He's in the Hall of Fame already.
But also, I know it's not gonna happen. But we're just having some fun. Hey. But also, if you brought him back, what would that say to the Mets? Like, you guys would like jump up and down for joy. You guys are 11-2 to begin with, and now you get Mike Piazza back for him. Just hey Mike. All you need to do is Mikey, hey Mike. We want you on the team for a month. Can you do that? Just to weather the storm. Yeah. If we lose a couple games, we lose a couple games. We win a couple games, we win a couple games. Just have some fun. We're 11-2. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, at that point, that's what the 11-1 cushion does for you.
Right. So bring them back. Who cares? I think it'd be great. It'd be great.
Honestly, no. Every spring training, Piazza actually comes back, and I see him mentoring d'Arnaud and talking with our catchers, and I like that he still gives back to the Mets and tries to help these guys out, but it doesn't work clearly. But I love seeing Mikey still involved with the team. I think it'd be
hilarious. I think it'd be great for baseball. I do.
One last thing on the Mets, and then we'll get into a little bit of the Yankees. Harvey and Mats, they're getting hit. They got hit those last two starts against the Brewers. Brewers get hit though, but you said it from day one that they need to be more than DeGrom and Noah, and I just don't want these guys to start getting rocked, giving up a couple homers each time they're out there. So those guys really need to settle in, because if they start getting hit like that, we're gonna just start seeing the Noah DeGrom show, and then winning 2 out of every 5, and then this 11-2 start is gonna slowly slip away.
It's not gonna cut it.
But just a call out on Mickey Callaway. The Mets clearly did not have it with the bats last night. They couldn't get anything going. The wind was swirling in right field, and with all these lefties, everything was dying in right field. So it really looked like we just had no shot to get anything going in this game. And he went out and threw Paul Sewald for 3 innings after Harvey's 5, and then Robles for 1 innings pitch. So to give your big bullpen guys that full night off when you're clearly out of the game was very nice to see him manage that. So now all your guys are fresh for a game that you're really in. Sewald getting three scoreless was huge.
Callaway
pushing
looking
the buttons.
nice.
Even when you lose, you're just like, that was a great way to work it. Now everybody's fresh. Let's go take the rubber match here and win the series. Keep winning these series. And if you can come 12-2, I mean, he's pushing the buttons.
And everything is working.
It is.
You know what's not working?
Sorry, hold on.
Go ahead.
One last note on the Mets.
Go, John Goomba.
Jose Reyes is he's 0 for 12 now. Okay, go ahead.
0 for 12.
0 for 12. I'm just gonna.
I want
a Reyes count in the office here, so I could just say how long he's gonna be 0 for baseball. All right, go ahead. 7-7 Yankees.
So here we go on the Yankees side of the equation. Mm-hmm. Also, still not going well.
You guys are tough to watch.
They are a bad baseball team.
They don't look like there's zero chemistry. It just looks like a mess.
Very ugly. Okay, so Yankees and Red Sox this week, first of 2018. It did not go well for the New York Yankees. They dropped 2 of 3. Those 2 losses were very ugly, and we had mentioned against the Blue Jays that those losses have been ugly. Pretty much every 7 Yankee losses have been ugly.
Either blown out or blown by the bullpen.
It's hard to watch, actually. 14-1 in the opener.
Yikes.
Embarrassing ball.
That was a statement game right there.
Embarrassing ball game. They win the next one 10-7.
Squeaked it.
And then 6-3, they lost the rubber game, which it really should have been 6-0 because they scored 3 in the final inning.
Porcello took a no-no into the 7th.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about the opener. Chris Sale cruised against the Yankees. What else is new? Judge going into the game, I believe he was 1 for 12 with 10 strikeouts off him.
Attaboy.
He had 3 hits, which was nice to break out. Nice to see. Yes. Stanton 2 more strikeouts.
Jeez.
It's just nothing worked all game in the opener for the Yankees. Severino, the ace, didn't have it either.
I heard reports that he was tipping his pitches a little bit, and they kind of had an idea.
And I don't think Severino really disagreed with that.
He said he had to go back and look, but he had a feeling.
It's not something you want to do. It's not what you want.
Red Sox are good at these little ways to just get it one step ahead, whether it's stealing signs or
the Red Sox are also good at being dramatic, but we'll get that in a little bit. Okay, that's what they're also good at.
Mr. Holt.
So 5 innings, 5 earned runs. Mookie Betts just took advantage of everything, reached base 5 times, hit a grand slam. In the 6th inning, Chasen Shreve, Tommy Conley in the bullpen got torched. Bullpen continues to be underwhelming, just not performing. It's just hole after hole. So you move along, turn the page, and we go to Wednesday night. Although they bounced back with a win, lost in all of it, lost in all the win, not even the brawl, but lost in all of this. They were up 8-1. 8-1. Almost blew the game. A sweep was realistic. And they won 10-7. Sanchez, he entered 2 for 36, I believe.
That's what I'm realizing though. Like, you guys literally need like 8 to 10 runs just in case. Not just in case. When your bullpen starts giving it back.
Yeah, nothing has been easy really with this team so far through 14 games.
Struggle.
He broke out with 2 home runs and a double, so there were some positives to take away. But the main storyline was just brutal Yankee baseball. Mm-hmm. They let up another grand slam to J.D. Martinez. I mean, 2 grand slams in 2 days. Kidding me? But, okay, fireworks. second game, fireworks, the rivalry renewed. 2003 all over again. We got ourselves a good old base brawl. Punches were thrown. Ejections occurred. Let's break it down, John Goomba. Let's break it down, shall we?
Yep.
Okay. Tyler Austin, who, mind you, I spoke about him last time. Right now, I enjoy him. I enjoy Tyler Austin.
It's very hard for me to like a Yankee.
He's done nothing
being
wrong.
a Met fan and really a Yankee hater. Tyler Austin, he's a gamer. I like him. I like him squaring up with the Jarrett Wright lip.
yeah. Nah, I like him.
Right? He's not backing down from anything.
Oh no. Okay. He slid hard
like me some Austin
into second base, trying to break up the play, double play no less, trying to break it up. His cleats okay, slightly high, but it wasn't drastically. He wasn't going in. He was not going in.
He slid directly into the bag.
Right.
Straight into the bag with a spike up.
And yeah, exactly.
Left spike was up.
It so happened to be that it just got caught. Okay.
Yeah.
Brock Holt took exception to this.
Fake tough.
Brock Holt is 29 years old. He's pushing 30. Take it like a man. Take it like a professional. You're not a kid. Take it like a pro. If you want to chirp. Move on. Move on. He wasn't going in like Chase Utley, tearing apart Tejada's legs.
Who went like shoulder first into Tejada, going past the bag. That's a dirty slide. To slide well before the bag, and it's almost to the point where he like had enough time for a pop-up slide. There was nothing dirty about that. Spikes were up, yes, but I agree. I'm with Austin here. Holt needs to stop being a little wuss. It's half a takeout slide that you can't handle. Then he gets all fake tough with them chirping at him. But this is what I saw later on. So later on, during interviews, he said that he wanted nothing to do with the brawl because of their big guys. Listen here, Brock. If you don't want to fight, then don't chirp. Don't start chirping at these guys leading to a hit by pitch if you want nothing to do with swinging.
Right.
That's what I call fake tough.
You know Stanton's on the team.
Yeah.
You know Judge is on the team. And Tyler Austin, he's
not small either.
He ain't a little guy either.
Who are you gonna go? You gonna go find Ronald Torreyes and try to pick on him? Pick on a little guy?
What it comes down to is the Red Sox again being dramatic about every little thing.
Unreal. I was blown away that he said that afterwards. You look like a little wuss.
You're a career 263 hitter.
Super
utility man. I mean, relax a tad. If you want to chirp. Okay, the bullpens come running, dugouts empty, anger fizzling everywhere.
Yep.
No ejections at the time.
No, it was just
so it was all good. Okay, everything was just
talking. Yeah.
Then in the 7th inning, Mr. Joe Kelly, flamethrower, comes in, misses Austin the first pitch, and then he drills him with the second.
Back at him.
Drills him right in the elbow, and here we go. Here we go. Okay. Austin, A+, magnificent bat slam. It was a great bat slam.
Terrible on the catcher for not realizing that he had a second to block Austin from going.
Right.
Because clearly he was going to head out there. But all from this. So with this, I am with Austin. I'm a Tyler Austin fan. I'm not a Brock Holt fan, but I am a Joe Kelly fan. I'll tell you why. For backing up his team, even though he's wrong.
I get that.
Even though he's wrong.
He's wrong, but I get it.
Gave him a good, clean
up.
peg to the elbow, right in the arm. It's a good spot, and he didn't back down. He actually gave Austin, "Let's go." Like, let's bring it on, kid. And he waved him to the mound.
I get it. No.
He wasn't backing up for everything. So I'm a Joe Kelly fan.
Back up your teammates. 100%, 110% back up your teammates.
Yeah.
And I do give Joe Kelly credit for not going up and getting a little chin music.
No, it was a good peg.
That I do agree with. But as far as the whole thing, no. Like I said,
the whole thing, no.
You're pushing 30 years old. Handle it like a pro, realize it wasn't a cheap shot.
This part of it's getting ridiculous. We think that's dirty now.
This play has been clean for years and years and years and years and years. And now in 2018, in this watered down MLB,
wasn't it reviewed? And they said that it was not going to be a double play because it was the slide was fine. I'm sure they did that. So that shows you right there, Brock. Once that happens, and the umps and Major League Baseball says it was clean, the peg should have never happened, honestly. But I'm still with Kelly for defending his team, but this whole thing should have been ended right there when baseball said there was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, and like I said, this became a dirty play in 2018. This whole watered down MLB, everyone's just trying to baby the game. It's a hard play. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like if that was me, I'm Brock Holt's place, and the cleats came up a little bit. Okay, great. I didn't get hurt.
Yeah. He's part of the game.
He's doing his job. Yeah. He's doing his job. What I have an issue with, and I have an issue. I do. I have an issue.
His tone's raising.
Mm-hmm. I have an issue. The rookie manager, Alex Cora.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
No. Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
You joking?
Alex Cora, you're a rookie manager. Yes, you had a small sample with the Red Sox.
Big man on campus.
Okay, you won a couple games, but now you're shooing the Yankees third base coach away. Like, who are you?
Saying get in the box.
So third base coach Phil Nevin, rookie third base coach with the Yankees. Get back in your box, making these gestures, and basically like telling Phil Nevin, who are you? Okay.
Who are you, Alex?
So, exactly. Who are you? Who are you, Alex Cora? So
bench player.
So my man Cora, who you are? 243 career hitter.
Yeah, he's a bench player.
35 career home runs.
Scrum.
You've played for the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Nationals, the Rangers, the Indians, the Mets. Meanwhile, Phil Nevin has 1,131 hits. Mm-hmm. He's career 270 average. He's got 208 home runs. Relax.
That's who he is.
Okay, that's who he is. Relax. Yes, he's not the big man on campus. He's not managing the Yankees. He's just, doing his job as a third base coach. Maybe he'll become a manager eventually, but
stop acting like you're Joe Torre.
Yeah, okay. Alex, chill, my man, chill, my main man.
Tough guy. It's a little arrogant because to basically put down what this guy is when you have a third base coach. If you're only gonna go tell him to get back in his box when he gives you advice, give me a break.
So
that's very arrogant. I was not a fan of that. You've been a big league manager for 10 minutes. I'll tell you right now, if you blow this league, you're gonna be out of the job real quick. Tough guy. Bobby V got the can real quick.
Was not keen to hearing that.
No, I was with you. I'm not a Cora guy anymore. Get out of here.
This whole team, I mean, the Red Sox, they take exception to these little dramatic things. Play the game of baseball.
Yankees and Tigers went and played ball again.
It's the game of baseball.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with the Machado with the Orioles' Manny Machado slide. It's hard-nosed baseball.
Yeah.
Take a chill pill, guys. These plays often occur. Handle it. You're pros. Yeah. Handle it.
So, same day, Rockies had a little scuffle of their own.
So, before we get into that real quick, okay? I do thoroughly enjoy Boone defending and said he had zero problem with Austin charging the mound.
Fair.
Okay? You talk about defending your team. Good for Boone.
Good for Boone on that.
Rookie manager, not doing so well right now with overall with the team. I'm saying
that's his only button he pushed right. He needs to find out where Callaway's buttons are.
Right. I commend him for enjoying that, and it could be the spark that they needed, but the very next game they lost 6-3, so wasn't really that much of a spark. And they lost.
If you guys split the doubleheader today and you take the Tigers series, that's definitely.
I just got a notification that Game 1 of the Tigers Yankees has been postponed.
Jeez.
So that ain't gonna happen today.
Never mind.
Maybe tonight.
All right.
But let's get into a little quick about the Rocky Brawl as well. Same day.
Yep. So the day before the Rockies hit Manny Margot and it put him on the 10-day DL. Which is a big player for them. Padres aren't that good. They kind of need Manny Margot in that lineup. The day of, Renfroe gets hit as well. So now here comes the retaliation hit of Arenado by Luis Perdomo. I'm actually a little upset with Arenado for not just taking it and wearing it.
He was. I saw that clip. He was a madman.
He sprinted, and luckily Perdomo has the best duck of all time, looking like Muhammad Ali out there, because Arenado got a full swing in, and he didn't get any of them.
And I thought Tyler Austin was doing, charging the mound well, and Nolan Arenado was, oh boy.
But I thought it was a little, it was very Bryce Harper of Arenado to just overreact and then charge the mound the way he did. They threw right at his back. It was like low part of the numbers. It was very similar to Joe Kelly where he went after a good spot. But I was a little upset.
It didn't even look like it hit him.
It looked like it wound up grazing him.
Right.
Because they did say it was a hit by pitch and awarded first base, but I mean he basically got upset for a ball thrown at him that didn't even make it contact and it was slightly above the waist.
Yeah, he overreacted a little.
I was not for it. But what I found interesting is Major League Baseball needs to figure this out. So Perdomo and Arenado both get 5-game suspensions. Austin gets a 5-game suspension. Joe Kelly gets 6.
Right?
Yeah. What do you figure that? What do you figure it should be? Honestly, just come up with a guideline. You throw at a guy, it's 5 games. You throw at his head, it's 10. I'm just spitting out numbers here, but you charge them out, it's 5. You know, you just come up with an idea. Power is 4 games. What? Just come up with a guideline because
a standard suspension.
Don't turn it to the NFL where you
now, nobody knows what anything's going on.
You get 5 games for drugs and then first half if you hit a woman. Just start coming up with some real guidelines here. NFL's the worst out of all of them.
Nobody knows what a catch is.
Oh my god!
But let's not get started on
Dez
that.
didn't catch.
Dez is gone now. Dez is gone. Okay. Well, I mean, listen. I thought personally, again as a Yankee fan, I thought, maybe this was a spark that could ignite this team. Mm-hmm. And like I mentioned, no, they were down 6-0 in Thursday in the rubber game. It was 6-3 final. They got three measly runs in the 9th, and Porcello was no-hitting the Yankees through the fearsome Yankee lineup. The big hairy monsters, as Cashman would say, into the 7th inning. And it was just sloppy baseball. Sanchez, Stanton, Wade all botched these plays. Sonny Gray again was awful. The starters in that series, 17 runs, 22 hits, 13 innings pitched. I mean, come on. There just doesn't seem to be any chemistry there. They have 13 errors in the first 14 games.
Yeah, they're looking pretty...
13 errors in 14 games. It's just flat, stale pretzel baseball.
There's no chemistry. Everybody, they just don't look like a good baseball team. And
no.
If I honestly...
Like how many...
I know it's early, but I would panic. I would overreact right now. Like
I'm overreacting right now.
I'm not going to overreact to the Mets and say we still have the East in hand, because I still feel like the Nats have obviously, once Murphy comes back and once they get healthy, plus the way that the Braves and the Phillies are playing, they're not out of it. So I'm not going to overact and say that they have the East, but I definitely will overact and say I don't think the Yankees are going to win the division over there.
I mean,
they might squeak into a wild card, which they did last year, and they went to the Game 7 of the ALCS. But I mean, they might barely squeak into the wild card if they're lucky.
No, nobody expected the Yankees to be where they are right now, and even though they're 500, 7-7. Those 7 losses have not been pretty, and the wins, I mean, it's not like they're just not playing good baseball right now. They're not playing good, crisp baseball.
One last question on the Yankees. Betances.
He's a disaster.
6 2/3, 6 earned runs. His ERA is 8.1.
The whole bullpen is
10
a
hits,
disaster.
3 walks, and he has 12 Ks. But big deal. Do you think he's on this team at the end of the year? Just personally, do you think he's going to be on this team by the end of the year?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah. I
just because the rest of the bullpen's so bad, you kind of need maybe getting Ks?
Right now, he's kind of name value right now. It's like when you hear Dellin Betances,
but he might lose all his value by the end of this year.
If he stays on this
path. His
stuff
is so nasty that it looks like, I don't know.
It's a fair question. Personally, I do. I wouldn't, if something comes along and they can, grab another starter or they can grab somebody, if they're severely underachieving.
Yeah.
It could be possible, but it's just, I think the Yankees are going to cling to him because of the name value.
Just maybe less of a role.
Like Joe did in the playoffs and towards the end of the regular season.
He basically lost his role altogether at that point.
But yeah, I mean, it's just the Yankees right now they're like survive in advance mode.
Yeah.
It's not what anybody could have imagined.
You gotta try to win one series at a time at this rate.
The errors ugly, and just the overall chemistry is just not there. And how many times are you gonna say turn the page? Mm-hmm. How many times do we have to turn the page? Get it together.
Yeah.
How many times am I gonna open the bag of pretzels and reach in and get a stale pretzel? Like how many times? Play some good ball. Yeah. And it's not fun. It has not been a fun season to watch. Unlike the Mets has been a fun season for them so far. Yeah,
this is
John Goomba having a blast. Chris Goomba not having a blast.
You know what? Sanchez looks like he's coming around. So.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. He's got to get a little better at defense.
Yeah,
he's so lazy. He's so lazy back there.
The Yankees, they were supposed to have a doubleheader today. They're just looking like they're just gonna play one game. Then they go and play Miami
at home. Yep.
And then they go and play a 4-game series with Toronto. Yeah, so we shall see how the Yankees fare this week. As for the Mets,
they have a real chance to put a dent in the NL East lead or give most of it back. So this is huge. They got 3 home against the Nationals and then 4 away against the Braves after today's game against the Brewers. So I mean that 7-game NL East stand right there is massive.
It's a big upcoming in series.
So if
Mets,
if you can you got to take 2 or 3 from the Nats. And you have to at least split the Braves. I'll take a split against the Braves right now. But if you wind up winning both series, you're in fantastic shape.
I agree with that. I really do.
The Nats are slowly falling out of the race. I mean, race. It's early, but I mean, if you can put a nice 8-game dent into this lead, you'll have some people talking.
I hear you. Well, onward to week 3 of the MLB season. Thanks for listening, everybody. Be sure to check out next week's episode. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, our iTunes, our SoundCloud, and please, please, please make sure to give the Goombas a follow on our Twitter at WeAreTheGoombas.
Hey, Goombas.
Goombas gone. A salud.
Arrivederci.